Hello there. Thank you for tuning in. Rosie and I welcome you to this 20-minute tune-up, which is all about strength building. So we're going to do a lot of strong standing poses. We're going to get into our warriors and our triangles and our chair poses, and we're just going to breathe in those poses. We're going to hold them nice, strong, work for the legs, and we're also going to do some nice, strong poses for the upper body as well. So let's go ahead and get started on our hands and our knees. Tabletop, always welcome to put a blanket or towel under your knees if your knees are sensitive. And we're just going to start to warm up the spine with our cat and cow stretches. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. Exhale, round up. Follow your breath pace. Inhale, exhale, round. Just sinking into your own rhythm. And let's take one more breath through cat and cow. And then start to find your way back to neutral, back to your flat back. So we're going to keep working the spine. We're going to take it in the other direction now. So we're going to inhale right here in our tabletop. And as you exhale, twist to the right. You're looking over your right shoulder towards your right foot. Inhale, center. And exhale, twist left, just like this, side to side. Rosie is very excited to be doing some yoga this afternoon. And so let's finish out the twist that you're working on, and then just work yourself back to center. Take that right leg long behind you, press the toes into the floor and the heel back so we want to stretch down into that calf. Since we're going to do a lot of strong standing poses, we want to get our legs nice and stretched out first. So take a few deep breaths down that right leg. And then switch sides. The right knee comes down, the left leg goes long, toes press down, heel reaches back, breathing down that left leg. And then bring that knee back down. Settle back into a child's pose so your wrists can take a break, your arms can get a really long stretch. We're stretching also here into the shoulders. So bring that forehead down towards the earth. Breathe deep. And then start to lift yourself up out of child's pose. Come forward so your shoulders are right over the wrist, and then you're going to lower down as slow as you can. So we're getting the arms to start working, firing here nice and slow. When you come down, lift the hands away from the floor, the feet, the chest, the head. So we're using just our back muscles to hold ourselves up. Lots of back strength happening here. This is one of the best things we can do for our backs, to get our backs nice and strong, to get those muscles nice and strong. Good, and then push yourself back one more time into child's pose just to release that back bend. We're going to come right up into downward facing. I'm going to call it downward facing cat so I don't offend my current assistant here. And pedal out the heels, bend one knee, then the other. We begin to let both those heels now just press down towards the earth. Melt the heart down towards the floor. The head is framed right between the arms. And take that right leg high up into the sky, a big split. Pull that right foot forward, drop that left knee down, low lunge, circle the arms up. So we're stretching down into the legs, into the hips. Just getting our legs a little more warmed up before we go into our strengthening standing poses. And then release the hands back down. We're taking it right back to downward facing cat. And left leg, reach it up into the sky. Get a nice big split here. Pull that foot forward, step it between the hands. Drop that back knee down, arms to the sky. Soften the shoulders, deepen the breath. And then release the hands back to the floor. This time we're going to lift the back knee up and we're going to step that back foot forward. So we're coming into a forward bend. You can hold on to your big toes with your peace fingers. You can hold on to the back of your ankles. You can just let the arms hang. So whatever feels good here. We're looking for a nice big stretch up here on the hamstrings, down into the calves. And then begin to inhale yourself up to standing, reaching up into the sky as you come up. Just let your palms meet overhead. Pull those hands right down into your heart center. Good. So we want our feet about hip width apart. We're going to do a little chair pose here. Inhale, circle the arms back up. Exhale, sit down like you're sitting in a chair. So we're reaching the arms forward and we're really reaching our tushy back. Stick that booty way back out there. It's going to ground you down through all the parts of your feet. You don't want to be rocking up into the balls. You don't want to be rocking back into the heels. You want to be nice and grounded through all parts of the feet. With your next inhale, come up to stand. And exhale, forward fold, coming back down. We're going to go back into those lunges. This time, high lunge pose. So we're going to take the right foot back, keep the knee away from the floor, and circle arms back up overhead. Asking our legs to work a little bit harder now. Two more breaths. And release the hands to the floor. Step that right foot forward. Come back into that forward bend. Let the head and neck hang. Let those arms dangle. And then step that left foot back for our high lunge to this other side. That front knee is bent over the ankle. Good, so if you want to put your arms somewhere else, you can drop the hands into the waist. You can bring them to the heart, back bend. You can reach down with palms forward and open through the heart and the chest. So you have all these options. However you want to do it is perfectly fine. Two more breaths. And then release those hands to the floor. We're coming back into our downward facing cat. And then taking your inhale forward to plank pose. So our wrists are right under our shoulders, our heels reach back, the belly pulls away from the floor. This is a really strong core pose and arm pose. So I'm going to try to figure out how to come down to the mat with a cat under me. But with our next exhale, we're going to start to lower down. Go nice and slow. Let those arms work. Let them burn a little bit. And then inhale, lift the chest, the hands and feet away from the floor. Work the back. You got this. One more breath. And back to child's pose. Let the arms and shoulders stretch long. And let's lift ourselves back up into a tabletop position. So we're going to come into a side plank on our forearms. We're going to drop that right forearm down to the floor, elbows right under the shoulder. We're going to come onto our sides. So you can keep this right knee tucked down onto the floor if you need a little support, or you can start to extend both legs, stacking your feet on one another. The left fingertips can stay down, or you can start to reach that arm up into the sky. One more breath here. And let it go. Find your way back gently to your tabletop position. Roll out the spine a little bit. Just take some nice organic spinal movement, anything that feels good to you, before we take that side forearm plank in the other direction. And here we go, other side, the left forearm drops down to the ground. We come onto the side, extending perhaps the both legs long. You can keep your left knee to the floor for support, or extend, stacking the feet. Right fingertips can stay down, or reach overhead. One more breath. Hi, Holly. And back to our tabletop again. Just work out the spine any way that feels good. If you want to rest in child's pose for a few breaths, feel free to do that. We'll just start to make our way into down dog. So whenever you're ready to go there, head up to your downward facing dog. And walk those feet forward between the hands, coming into forward bend. Nice deep stretch here. And then inhale up to stand. Let the palms meet overhead. Exhale to draw them down to the heart. And have a nice centering breath right there at your heart center. And so we're going to come into a warrior two pose, stepping those feet super, super wide. And then the right toes will turn out to the right. We're going to bend deep into that right knee, open the arms nice and wide. So there's three options here. This is option number one. Option number two, forearm comes down to the thigh, left arm reaches up. Option number three, dropping that right hand down to the floor. So the lower you go, the harder it gets, as I'm sure you're feeling if you're trying that on. So figure out which one of those works just right for you. I'm gonna just hang out here in option one, but you see which one feels good to you. Uh-oh. Mock cat fight. Three more breaths. And then straighten the legs. You can release the hands to the waist. Turn the right toes in, left toes out. We're switching sides. We're coming into that warrior two. It is the same deal. Three options. Option one, option two, forearm to thigh. Option three, hand drops to the inside of the foot. Okay, so whichever one just suits your practice perfectly, however you're feeling today, whatever you need today. Three more breaths. And begin to release the arms, straighten that knee. You can turn the toes in, start to walk yourself in, shake out the legs a little bit. Check that the feet are under the hips. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, side bend over into that right side. Take an inhale through center and exhale left. And inhale center, exhale to release the hands down. So now warrior one pose. We're gonna take the right foot, step it way back. Left knee bends right over the ankle. Your right toes are gonna be out to about 45 degrees. Arms, it's the same thing with those lunges. The hands can come to the heart. They can be cactus arms. They can be overhead. So feel it out. Your body is different than my body. I don't know what would feel just perfect for you today, depending on what kind of day you're having. So see what feels really nice. We're here for 2 breaths more. Nice long holds. And so we're going to go right from this warrior one pose into a warrior 3, which means we're going to balance on that front foot. So start to shift your weight forward onto that foot and start to lift that back foot away from the floor. So again, arms can be reaching out to the sides, they can be to the heart, whatever helps you with balance. We're looking to eventually work ourselves to a point in this pose where that leg can be straight out behind us. That doesn't have to be today though. Okay, if that back foot is hovering just above the floor, that's perfectly fine. And just step that back foot down, shake it out a little bit, and then left foot's going back. We're in our warrior one pose. Right knee bends. Find your arms, whatever arms are gonna be just right for this side, this warrior one. Those left toes are pointing out about 45 degrees. That's what makes these warrior ones different than our high lunge pose, that back leg, that back foot. In our high lunge, we have the toes pointing forward, the heels away from the floor. And here in these warrior ones, the foot is grounded down, the toes pointing out to the side a little bit. More breaths. Good. We're going to come forward into that warrior 3. Start to shift your weight forward into that front foot. Lift the back foot away. See if you can maybe work towards a 90-degree bend in your waist. I'm kind of bending into a plant right now. And then just set that back foot down next to the right foot. Shake it out a little bit. Inhale, circle the arms into the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Come right back down. Take a breath here. And step straight back into plank pose. High push-up position. Reaching those heels back. Nice strong core. And we're going to float back to down dog. Use your core muscles to lift the hips up and back. Stretch down into those legs. And then float forward, plank pose again. Last one. And with your next exhale, begin to lower nice and slow down to the ground. Inhale, lift the tops of the feet, the hands, head and chest. Go ahead and push back into child's pose. You can stay in this child's pose as long as you like. That is our practice for today. So if you want to end just hanging out in that child's pose for the next minute, 2, 3, 4 minutes, certainly feel free to do that. That can feel really nice after a lot of strength building. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time.